Hello. Welcome to the Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 452. This is your host, Sean Tudor.
And this is Sam. And this is I think a talk episode. That's what we decided.
It's a talking episode.
Yeah, where the tutors talk.
Nice. On the drive home from Ashland.
Mm-hmm. And what were you doing in Ashland?
Scouting. Setting up stands on some, well, we're not setting up stands. We found places to put our climbers. We were going to build some earth blinds, but it wasn't really conducive land for that. So we found some good trees, and we're going to climb.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because like when you we picked some private or some public land, and what's nice, like public, there's just a lot more of it.
Yeah.
And so the downside is we probably will run into people. I'm hoping where we are set up, where we scouted, that there's not people. That's my hope. We didn't see signs of people out there, but whatever. So our hope is that we don't see a ton of people, but we found a lot of deer sign, and so we probably scouted somewhere around 100. Holy shit, you see that big ass bear?
Yeah.
Dude, that was a huge black bear dead on the side of the road. Dude, someone's car got destroyed.
Yeah, hopefully that was a semi.
Oh,
otherwise that was not surviving.
But so yeah, I bet you we scouted probably around, we actually scouted probably 60-ish acres. We covered the distance on maybe 80 acres, maybe 100 acres, but so we actually whatever, went through 40 to 60 of the 80 we walked, and we found some really good sign, and a lot of scrapes, tracks, bedding, and whatnot. So pretty pumped, pretty excited to see what that brings, because on private, we have a private chunk that I bow hunt, Sam's grandparents, and when I checked it out and scouted that, I found the best that was on the land, which was okay, but with unlimited land to walk, it was oh man, there is some serious good sign out here. So anyways, I'm gonna be hunting up there for opener, and I am very excited.
Yeah. I'm going to be excited for hunting season to be done.
Yep.
And we'll get back on our regular podcast scheduling.
Yeah, sorry, gang. The pod's been taking a back seat to hunting. So.
Yeah. I'm checking out Sean's cameras. You had some turkeys in Cornell.
Oh, nice. Dude, I just realized I think I can just get a turkey license for the fall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, which is crazy because I can, I show up to hunt in Cornell, and
there's these big-ass turkeys everywhere.
20 yards away. 20 yards away, there's just multiple toms just walking around like dickheads.
Mm-hmm.
And I just walk towards them, and they just, walk on off nice and slow. I'm like, dude, I could take these suckers out.
Do you, shoot with a gun for that?
I know there's turkey hunting with guns, but I also know there's with bows. And I could definitely... They're always close enough to me that I could easily do it with a bow.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I see you had a doe in...
Had a doe at the new land, or the public?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Fun.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty jacked for it, and we'll see. I hope the Cornell land starts producing some deer again, We shall see if that's the case or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, pretty much. There was good. We had lots of bucks on the cameras.
Lots of bucks and does galore.
And then Shaun went up there to start hunting, and they disappeared.
Yeah. Well, it correlates directly with when the food plot got fertilized,
Yeah.
got sprayed. I hope that's not what happened. But I talked to my Uncle Dave, and he said they did that up at his dad's property. They sprayed, and they didn't have deer for a year.
Dang.
So I don't know if it's the scent or like the poison that gets in the ground or whatever, but like
I think it is, like, right?
what?
Like,
The poison?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, they understand the concept of, like, that is bad.
Right.
And they're like, I'm not going near that.
No, it's so crazy, dude, because they were like, I've got a salt lick. They won't even touch the salt lick.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Who doesn't touch that?
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I saw a post the other day, and it was talking about how we spray our food so animals and, like, bugs don't eat it, and then we eat it ourselves.
Yeah. Think about that.
How dumb is that, dude?
Dude, how fucking stupid are we to think we spray shit, nature stays away from it, and then us are like, oh, this is good, we should eat this. But every other insect and animal won't eat it? Here's your sign. We probably shouldn't eat it.
Yeah. So anyways, that was a fun post to see.
Dude, it's painful how true that is.
Mm-hmm.
Painful. So what can you do? You know, I don't know. About as dumb as it gets.
Yep.
So hopefully that didn't wreck that land, cause
That would suck.
that would really suck. Oh, that would really suck. What else we got? So we were up doing land stuff for finding stands.
We had a family Thanksgiving
Yep.
this weekend. And Sean's cousin Molly's 16th birthday.
Yep.
So she was the youngest until Quinn.
I tried.
Yep. So there's what?
Uh,
4. No.
so no, 11 year.
Yeah.
11 year gap. But no, it was a good time. It's always good to get together with the Tudor fam, hang out, have some too good of food.
Way too good of food.
Way too good of food. So that's what we did last night, and then today.
Stopped at Grandma Shirley's, who
Yeah.
made homemade soup and made some lily food for us.
Yep, and some frickin' pie, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Some pie, and split some wood for my grandpa. Anyways, good, productive weekend. Now we're driving back, hit some meal prep, and get ready for next a week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else we got going on?
So I know we talked about it. ChatGPT is not a good thing for the environment.
ChatGPT or AI?
Both.
Okay.
But man, is it useful.
Yeah.
Our friend John designed like AI assistant basically for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so like we had to go through this whole questionnaire process and all of this. So we put in this prompt every time, so it knows like us, what we do, what we need, whatever. And so then we can like ask it questions, mainly business related. And it's handy, dude.
Yeah.
I don't rely on it, but we're trying to use it as like a tool to like help us build systems or processes, because like just some of the stuff we do, we know is not a good way to do it. So it's like good to just get that feedback of like, okay, what does AI think we should do in this scenario?
Right.
So I've been like asking it for some like the budget sheets. I'm working on that with it right now.
That's pretty cool.
It was having some weird error. Wouldn't make the Excel form, so it gave me like a step-by-step guide of like what
Yeah, I know.
block to put in.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
could maybe ask John about that because I had that too. I needed an Excel doc made and it was struggling to do it.
Yeah.
It gave me an error. I'm
Yeah.
not sure why.
But so yeah, so I'm gonna work on that next week, I think, and see how that goes. Just like, I don't know. I designed ours, and Shaun doesn't really like ours. So I was like, well, let's see what AI can give me.
Right.
So yeah, it'll be cool to see like how well that can work for us.
Yeah, definitely.
We had it make us schedules for the week. And Shaun, how does your schedule work?
What do you mean?
Does it work?
Oh, it works really well if I use it.
So Shaun this week said Monday and Tuesday he followed his schedule and got a lot done. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Was just a nightmare.
Because you didn't follow it.
Right.
Yep.
The issue is like I will let other people dictate my schedule, and that's where I go wrong.
Yeah.
That's seriously where I go wrong is like.
Yeah, we need to get that schedule inputted into your Outlook. So then, like, Brooke can see when you're available.
That actually makes a ton of sense, yeah. Yep. And then, I was thinking about, like, meeting with guys and shit, like, in the afternoons for jobs instead of in the mornings.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, that's what I noticed is, like, really gets a job off on the wrong, like, a day off on the wrong foot is starting at a job site, running into issues, troubleshooting that I'm not making it back to the office till 10, and I just wrecked that whole first like really good productive block of my day.
Yeah.
Where if I could start meeting guys places at like 3 or 2:30, and then it gives us the afternoon to solve the issues so that we're ready for the next day.
Yeah. And plus like then there's like an end time, right? Because they usually want to be done by 4.
Yeah.
So, like, they can only chat for so long.
Well, they can only chat for so long, and if there's complications or issues, because that's a big thing that we run into is, like, we do chat and hang out and stuff, but it's usually not the main focus. A lot of the time is it's like, like, here's some issues, and then, we're going through the material package, and they didn't get us X. So then it's like, oh shit, now we got to get that so we can get rolling, where now it'd be at 2:30, so it'd be like, nope, go get it right now or grab it first thing in the morning on the way there. And so it just would alleviate me from that. But then the talking thing too is like sometimes guys want to jaw jack and stuff, and if we're meeting at 3 and we go through the whole project and get all that done and it's 3:30, 3:45, they ain't gonna sit around till 4:30.
Yeah, no.
If there's work that needs to get done, they will. But if it's just like us bullshitting, they'll be like, "Well, time to get out of here." So I really, I look at that shit. Sorry. And afternoons in the field makes way more sense than mornings in the field.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So it kind of sucks, but we really gotta see how to pivot and do that. So it's a big thing.
Yeah. Lily is teething.
Yes.
It's been horrendous. I shouldn't say that, honestly.
It's been all right.
She's been a pretty happy baby. We got some teething oil from Holistic, which I think it's mainly just clove, and it really helps.
Yeah, it seems to help.
And she, like, the first, like, couple times, she, like, would not open her mouth for it. And I think now she knows it makes her feel better. So she, like, opens up and lets us spoon in the oil for her. But there's been a couple times where she'll, like, wake up at 3:30 and just not want to go down. Like, she'll fall asleep in my arms. As soon as I lay her down, she's wide awake again. And so put some of that on a spoon, and then the next time I put her back down, she was out.
Right.
So, yeah. So it's been hard for her, but we're making it through.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Right. Which is all we can do.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be really excited when she starts sleeping through the night again. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yep. Molly asked me today. She's like, "So do you think she's gonna be walking by Christmas time?" And I was like, "I think so." And I was like, "Well, I thought she was gonna be crawling real fast because she was getting close, and then that took 2 months. So who knows?"
Yeah, she seems to be like kind of slow going into something, but then once she starts doing it, she goes pretty hard into it.
Well, she's funny because like she'll start doing like the beginning stages of like doing stuff,
Yeah.
and then she just like doesn't try to do it,
Right.
the actual motion. So like she was like getting up on her knees to like crawl, but then she just lay back down and roll.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy because she hasn't rolled.
Yeah, now since she started crawling, now she
she's
doesn't
like
roll.
fuck rolling. Let's see here, dude. Drove my dad's truck, which is a newer truck with the bells and whistles and everything. I don't like that shit.
Yeah,
It's just too fancy.
too much.
Too much. And like it has like the cruise control, so where you can't get, or so like if you get too close to a vehicle, it just automatically slows your speed down. So like if you set your cruise at 75 and there's a vehicle in front of you going 65, it'll just slow you down to like 64. And you'll be like, how's people passing me? You'll look down at the speedometer and be like, my God.
That just, I don't know. That just doesn't seem safe to me.
I don't. Well, but the thing is like, if they hit their brakes, then your truck automatically brakes for you.
Yeah, what's gonna happen when like something happens and all that stuff is gone, and then people don't know how to drive because they're so used to the car driving for them?
I think that is a possibility. I thought about that too. Is it's like, because it's also got the automatic brights, which I cannot stand, and I asked my dad how he liked that, and he's like, I'm used to it now. When I get in a different vehicle, he's like, I will just be shining people all the time with my brights because I just think it's going to be automatic. I'm like, dude, that's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, I rode in AJ's Tesla with him, and it's just like, you don't brake. The vehicle brakes for itself. So like you don't, like, you just drive and you just let your foot off the gas and it automatically brakes. And I'm just like,
So if you ever get into another car, you're gonna forget that
that's my point.
and not brake.
Right.
It's a terrible design.
I thought it was so weird. Yeah, I thought it was so weird. So.
Yeah, all these cars, like so many of these newer cars aren't gonna last nearly as long because they just have too many of these electronic things that are gonna go.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, I think that's the case. Which leads us to the fun thing we're going to chat about, which is a little doomsday prepping.
Doomsday.
A little,
Apocalypse.
what would happen if an EMP was hit? You hit with an EMP. We watched the Book of Eli. Did we bring that up on here?
I don't think so.
We watched the Book of Eli, which is a freaking sweet movie. And it's about a like post-apocalyptic world, and in the book, like, folks are just walking around or cruising around with just like a backpack, whatever belongings they can have on themselves, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so true. And like, it's just one of the quotes they asked him in the book, like, or in the movie, like, what was it like before the before the I don't remember what event cause it to happen, but like, what was life like before? And the way it was explained was, we would throw things away that we would kill for now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, that's not possible. It's like, no. Like, we would throw things away that you would kill a person for today. And it just goes to show kind of like the level of waste that's in society and shit, which is a very high amount.
It's a ton.
But yeah, so anyways, when you think about that and you think about like something happening, some level of apocalypse or EMP hit, power grid goes down, like any of those things, your vehicle becomes useless very quick.
Oh, yeah.
You only have so much fuel.
So an EMP, like, stops electric anything, right?
It stops, I believe it stops things that are like similar, like kind of computerized or whatever.
Okay. So, like, this truck wouldn't be able to function.
No.
Got
Any vehicle we own would not be able to function.
Got it.
Even like my 90 Ford would not be able to function.
Okay.
But if we had like the Corvettes back that had carbureted, it's like mechanical,
Yeah.
then most likely it'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then it's like, yeah, your house. I mean, power goes out, your natural gas ain't gonna keep going in your house, so your
No.
heat's gone.
Yep.
Your electricity's out, so your food's sour in 2 days.
Yep.
3 days max. If you're in the winter, you're almost in a better situation. Summer, you're screwed. But then winter, you don't have a heat source. If you're in town, and your water and the electric goes out, and the electric goes out to the whole city, I'm not sure if water would keep running or not, because I'm sure all the city water, sanitation, and everything like that, I'm sure is ran by some level of computers.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I can't imagine you'd have free reign to water. It's just interesting to think that, like, because there's been talks about that, I've seen some guys like Elon Musk and some folks talk about how it would be easy for a country to attack our power grid or do EMPs and knock out our power.
Yeah.
And they said something like within a week of no power, like a country will be in complete chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Within like a week. It's interesting to think of, like, so when you think of that kind of stuff, almost all your doomsday prepping and all that, it's like, what good is it? Because think about how, like, people stock up and prep, right?
Yep.
Cool, you stock up and prep, you got all this stuff. Well, what happens when you don't have water? Or, like, you've got a certain amount of water. Okay, cool, you're just going to hunker down at your house? Okay, awesome. Well, what are you doing for food? Oh, so then you had to stock up a ton of food. Okay, cool, so you stocked up a ton of food. But then where are you going? What are you doing to, like, improve your situation as you eat through and drink through your stock of food, which is good that you at least have that. Meanwhile, all your meat's going sour in your freezer. You can't get anywhere because you only got a tank or a couple, you got a couple tanks of gas and you got your vehicle maybe full, but who knows? Maybe you came home on empty.
Yeah, you never know.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just things like that it makes. Kyle and I were chatting about it a little today. Like, there's a lot of things that if something bad were to happen, a lot of people would be in a real bad spot, and it's all because we allowed the world to have that kind of control over us.
Yeah. Well, and like,
Or like that level of comfort.
yeah. Well, thinking about it, like, so we had all these modern day conveniences, and now, like, people don't know how to, like, make their own bread. They don't know how to, like, make anything, like, homemade. Because you just buy a loaf of bread. You buy your pasta instead of make the pasta.
Right.
So now that...
Well, and where do you even go buy, like, besides the like...
Right, how you know, most people don't know how to harvest grain to make it into flour, to make it into bread.
Exactly.
So I think that's something that's, like, was very strategic in the way of now, like, we are the generation that doesn't know anything. There is a lot of people that are, like, trying to bring it back and learn it and, like, homestead. But we are, like, I would say probably the first generation, because I think our parents did learn a lot of stuff when they were younger, but forgot it when they're older, and they never taught it on.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think it was very strategic of making these modern conveniences, so then we don't have to learn any of that stuff. So then when Doomsday happens, it's going to be chaos, because we're not going to know what to do.
So one, we're not going to know what to do, and everything we just talked about is going to be an issue, right? Well, another issue that none of us talked about, or that like doesn't get brought up or thought about much, is hospitals in Western medicine. Well, we've been conditioned, or we've been taught that Western medicine is the only way. It's been happening since the 1920s because of the Rothschilds and the oil. Was it Rothschilds or Rockefellers?
I don't remember.
And the oil, and they wanted to make petroleum-based medicines, and so they started Western medicine, and they became huge donors to, I think it was Harvard Medical.
Or John Hopkins?
John Hopkins? Yeah, John Hopkins. So they started, they became like huge donors, and they got them to take out all of the
like holistic
remedies and stuff for sicknesses, and turned everything to Western medicine, petroleum-based medicines. Okay, what happens in a world where there's no medicine? We don't know. None of us know. I'm sure there's a few out there, but like, we don't know holistic treatments to things. Like, what do you do for normal ailments? One huge thing is, in a world like that, you're not getting a lot of showers. You're not staying clean. You're not washing your hands all the time, right? Okay, well, you get a lot of bacterial infection. Because I looked into like staph infections, and it was common back in the day to get like bacterial and staph infections. And I'm like, well, what do you do when you don't have antibiotics? You're going to just die, right? I was like, these folks, dude, they're working all the time. They're not showering. They're wrestling and whatever. And I'm like, how are these dudes not dying from staph? Well, one of the things I took for like my mold, which is biocidin, it has like clove, black walnut, whatever, some like random holistic herbs and shit in it, right? And they're like, oh, this is like the stuff that was used back in the day to cure staph and bacterial infections. You put it on the infection and you consume it as well.
Okay.
And so I'm just sitting here like, dude, we take antibiotics. Meanwhile, all we needed was some natural fucking herbs to take care of bacterial and staph infections. What are we even saying? So most of our like common ailments that can kill someone if they don't get to a hospital right away is shit that back in the day they're like, oh, you just use these herbs and you take them and you're fine.
That's wild.
It's so fucking crazy. And so what happens? we don't know because you don't have Google no more.
Mm-mm.
So you don't know what these herbs are. You don't know what they fucking look like. You don't know where to harvest them. You don't even know what you need to help solve your ailment.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're in a world where you can't look that info up unless you happen to have a book, and even if you had a book, where are you going to get the ingredients?
Right.
And the level of fucking death that there will be from normal ass shit that 100 years ago would never be an issue because people knew holistic medicine 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But now it could be one of it could be a huge killer because we allowed corruption to take over the system. Corruption and money to take over the system.
Yeah, dude. Because we have one of those, what is it, the Amish apothecary dictionary?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, looking at them, sure, they give us the ingredients, but yeah, it doesn't tell us where to get them, how to harvest them.
Right.
If you have to dry them, nothing. Like,
exactly. So you don't know how to prep them or do any of that stuff. So cool, awesome. We get a bacterial infection.
So
where do we get these things?
Right. So honestly, if anybody's doomsday prepping, they should be learning that shit and storing that shit.
100%.
Because I think you can store a lot of that stuff in jars in like a cellar, and it's good for a long time.
Correct. Yeah, so you'd want to get stuff like that. You'd want to, figure out how to dehydrate. You want to figure out how to can. You want to figure out a good cooling system.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember we were looking before on how to make your own refrigerator.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, you make a refrigerator, but then you got to figure out how to make a freezer. Or you're going to have to find out how to smoke.
Yeah.
So you can smoke and store all your meat and stuff and whatever. It's just crazy to think that, like, nothing like that's happened in our Western society. And there's a chance. I mean, I'm sure there's a good. It'd be cool to ask AI what the probability of something like that happening is, just for fun. They might know.
Yeah.
But maybe let's just say there's like a 5% chance of something like that happening in our lifetime. Okay, cool. Most likely it's not something to worry about. Literally nothing you do in your life will fucking matter if that 5% happens.
100%. Well, and also, think about, I mean, this is what got us in the first place. Everyone only thinks about their lifespan. Okay, so if Shaun and I start learning this stuff, start creating these tinctures, whatever, well, guess who's coming up right behind us? Good old Lily back here. She's going to start learning that stuff at the age of 5. So then maybe when she's in her 50s and 60s, she has passed it down to her children. Mm-hmm. So if this happens in their lifetime, they're set. They're done. They're good. Right. So that's something like to think about. Like, yeah, maybe it's not going to happen in our lifetime, but we also have our kids and their kids' futures to think about as well.
Exactly. Which people didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
People don't tend to think about... Here's the issue. People don't tend to think about past this weekend.
Yeah.
So whatever the week is, people ain't thinking past that fucking weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens with living in the society of the world we do with the 40-hour work week and all that shit. Your life is set up in weeks.
Yeah.
So you're just getting through the day to get to the weekend. And so you get to the weekend, then you got to start the week over. So people are so stuck on like working their 8 hours a day mm-hmm. and 5 days a week. And then they have the weekend to like play or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's the issue. You're not thinking 30 years down the line.
No.
You're not setting yourself up. And we were talking about this with some friends and stuff and finances. It's like, dude, you gotta fucking, you gotta live your life in the moment. Absolutely. But you gotta live it in the moment with 20 years ahead in mind.
Yeah.
Because if you're fucking 30 years old right now, and you're living in the moment, awesome, but you're not prepping for 20 years down the line, and you wind up and you're 50 years old and you don't have a savings account.
Yeah.
You don't have some investments bringing you returns. You don't need some stuff bringing you dividends or monthly cash flow or whatever. Well, that's a problem. If you know, like if you don't have a paid off home, whatever it is, right? Like if you're not working on, if you're not focused on your health.
Well, and how many people live in the moment and then they're 30, 35, still single, maybe living with a roommate or their parents' basement because they were living in the moment instead of thinking about like finding a significant other so you can have a family and do all this stuff. Like, yeah, you definitely need to have fun, do what you want, but do think about like the future as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But a lot of that shit, it ain't taught. It's not. I mean, none of that shit's taught.
No.
You know, it's not something a lot of folks talk about. It.
Well, none of the important shit is talked about or taught.
People are talking about the fucking game this weekend. You know, talking about the event or the party you went to.
Or the UFC fights last night.
Right. Like, dude, people are just talking about the shit that's in the news. The fucking people are talking about Trump and what he's been doing and the Epstein files and all that shit. Which, hey, we're fucking guilty of talking about that shit too. But it's like, yeah, a lot of folks ain't talking about these important issues. They're not setting things up. And dude, I would say the biggest thing out of like all the stuff we just talked about, we aren't doing anything generational in the U.S. I know a family in general who I know a family that is doing like generational stuff, but most of the folks I know, it's not even a fucking joke. 99% out of motherfuckers I'm with aren't in generational like wisdom, wealth passed down. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to my dad about it just a little bit on the drive up to Ashland on Friday. I was like, dude, because we were talking about pools, and I told him how like there's that property south side on like 2 acres, 2 wooded acres with the mother-in-law suite and the in-ground pool for $500. And I was just like, dude, I was like, you get something like this, you got a fucking pool where the kids can learn how to swim and, you know, be good at swimming. You got 2 families living together who can help each other out. You're splitting the bill. You got 2 wooded acres. You can have a garden. You can do stuff like that. In an ideal world, it'd be 20 acres. Yeah. You know, but my point still remains where it's like, what kind of house do you get for $250,000? Nothing crazy right now.
No.
It's better than it was a year ago, no doubt. But do you get a fucking house with a balcony overlooking a pool, beautiful landscaping, nice house, nice finishes?
No.
Fuck no. Do you share next door with your maybe your kids or your parents or your brother, sister, whatever, right? Well, fuck, that'd be all right, you know? Yeah. Like, you spending more money for sure, but look at what you're living on. Look at what you're... And then, hey, everyone starts working together. Hey, guys, I'll fucking take care of mowing the lawn if you guys take care of, you know, doing the canning. Or, you know, you guys, like, we Sam and I make a lot of tallow and shit. And it's like, well, fuck, Sam and I could make all the tallow and lard for the year, and you know whatever it is, right? Like, you guys fucking bake the damn pies.
Well, it's like, I mean, like, I'm good at gardening. Katie's not good at gardening, so it's like, I'll grow the vegetables. Katie, you're good at making soup. You're gonna make the
fucking soup. I'll make sure you got the ingredients. You make the fucking soup.
Kyle, you're amazing at desserts. You're going to make us desserts, man.
Right.
Shaun's going to be our hunter.
I'm just gonna bring us money and food. That's it, dude. That's all I'm fucking.
Sean's gonna take our goods and go trade it for things.
That's it. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not even gonna act like my fucking skill set is some shit other than that. It's pretty much just income. That's it.
And Katie and I will switch off taking care of the girls.
Right.
While we're doing
soon to be fucking boys too, dude. We got to start making some of those things.
Yeah. You made it sound like we're expecting. We're not expecting.
We're not, dude, but I like saying it that way to get people's hopes up.
Lots of people have been asking.
Have they?
I have probably been asked 4 times in the past month.
Is that a lot?
I'd say so.
Okay.
Brooke keeps checking her bookshelf to see if there's another little dinosaur.
That's awesome.
I kind of just want to put, like, a chicken or something.
Sure.
Like, something that's not a dinosaur.
Sure.
To, like, get her hopes up and then be like, no.
Right.
It's chicken.
But, yeah, so, I mean, all these things, dude, is just, like... It's shit to think about. Because we're not... If you look at the Asian culture... I have a friend who's South Korean, I believe, and his parents, they moved, so his parents bought a house, but a lot of them, I think some, like, the money and funds and stuff came from their parents because their parents were going to live there too, and then he was living there and he was going to take over the house, and whatever, and then his kids... His firstborn son will take over the house after him. But it's like generational. That shit, it is all generational.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not saying it's the right way. What I am saying is if you've got 3 generations in a house and it's a big fucking house and you got 3 generations, how much and like how much attention and how much are you learning from your grandparents as a kid?
Right.
When you become the parent, how much are your kids learning from your parents? And how much help are they helping out? Hey, I gotta fucking work late tonight. Ma, you got the kids? Yep, got it. Thank you. We don't think about shit like that. Everyone's like, move out, get away from your parents, separate, move fucking cities, move states.
Dude, that's one thing Europe has right. Like, they don't push their kids out. Like,
yeah.
And I think most Asian countries too, like, generally, like, you stay living with your family for a while.
Well, dude, and see, look at it this way too. What kind of influences and skills are you going to learn by seeing a whole household operate? So let's go with, like, let's say you've got a good family who spends money properly, right? The grandparents are like frugal, frugalish. Like, the parents are save money, invest their money and shit like that. Well, dude, what we see with so many kids nowadays is they just burn through their money. They got 100 subscriptions. They got a new fucking car. They got a $1,500 or $1,200 a month fucking 1-bed suite.
Dude, that post you sent me sums it up.
It sums it up, dude. You're doing DoorDash. You're doing all that shit. You're just blowing. You're doing all these, like, creature comforts, right? And you're just blowing your whole paycheck.
Because you're just like, I just worked so hard.
I deserve this.
I deserve to have some comfort. And it's just like, no, actually, 40 hours a week is not working hard.
Right. So, yeah, dude, like, you look at that shit. What kind of skills are you learning when you see your family doing home-cooked meals every day? When you're seeing how they're saving, the vehicles they're driving, doing maybe some of their own maintenance on their house, when you start looking at all that stuff, you're like, whoa, what kind of
example do you want to set for your kids?
Thank you. What kind of example are they getting? Instead, everyone lives on their own. No one's living together. No one's working on growing something together. And because of it, it fucking shows. People don't know shit. They're retarded. Everyone's to the gill in debt. You know?
Yep.
How fucking crazy would it be if, like, you know, say my grandparents or whatever had bought a house, paid it off, passed down to my parents, and it's a big house, and then it'd be passed down to us,
Yeah.
you know, or, you know, I guess it'd be like Kyle would get it, but whatever. To think about, like, that's a whole fucking, that's a whole household now that you don't have to pay for. That's a huge expense. And you want to know what? Grandma's at home. Now you don't have to fucking worry about daycare.
Mm-hmm.
But they want your kids in daycare. They want your kids in school. They want them being fucking raised by the state, by the government. And so they put all these things in place, made us think it's bad to do these things, and look at the fucking society we live in.
I didn't tell you. There's a couple of, I see them around when I go to the office at noon. There's a couple grandparents that watch their grandkids during the day in our neighborhood.
I've seen that.
And I think that's super cool. Because, yeah, I saw, like, I would guess probably 60s, 70s, walking around with, like, a 2-year-old.
Right.
And I was just like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I just thought that was neat.
It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. But we're not, like, I don't know. I just think that
We somehow were convinced that family is bad.
oh, dude, it's like that chart. On that chart, it shows you where your time is spent.
Yes.
And it went from family being number one to being towards the last. And social media and your phone and electronics is number one by miles.
Yep.
It's exactly what happened. And it's just fucking... The thing is, dude, I don't have hope. I don't believe we're really going to get out of it.
There's a chunk of the population that is working that way of getting out of it, but not a big enough chunk.
Yeah. I just don't...
I think we're too far past. I think it's going to take too many generations to, like, really come back from it.
Yeah, and then, I mean, how long is it going to last?
Right. That's true. I wonder if this is, like, something that's, like, cyclical.
It is. It definitely is. Definitely cyclical. I mean, dude, this right here, the world we're living in, we talked about it. This kind of lifestyle was happening in the Weimar Republic in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hitler got into power and started running the country because he was sick of this level of degradation of society.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking... I mean, it happened then, and so he got into power, and it ended. 80 years later, it's back, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. The issue is it's all about comfort. So, like, things are sold in comfort. So if you can be comfortable, you're going to typically choose the comfort option, especially if you didn't have people teaching you otherwise.
Yeah.
So there has to be some big events to happen that would cause a lot of people, that would cause the majority of their population to teach the next generation the pitfalls to watch out for.
Yeah.
But then if life is good, they're not going to teach it to their kids then. Or maybe they teach it to one more, but then they're not teaching it to the next generation.
Right.
So
yeah.
then it's no longer feared. They don't know they need to watch out for it. So then you start playing towards comfort, and the next thing you know, we're back where we are now.
Yep, that's so true. Yeah, because that part is cyclical about, like, the strong men
Strong men create good times create
weak men.
Weak men create hard times create strong men create good times.
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely in the weak men to bad time phase.
100%. I believe we are.
Yep.
So, anyways, that's kind of. I think that's kind of what we got.
Yeah.
You know, a little Doomsday action.
Yeah. I'm now that we talked about it, I think I want to work on making our own tincture medicine cabinet.
Ah, interesting. Yeah. Neato burrito.
Hell yeah.
Neato burrito.
Dude, today Quinn said bye to Lily and goes, "Bye, Lily Billy." And I just can't get that out of my head.
That's great.
Mm.
It's absolutely great.
Cool. Well, we're rolling back into Eau Claire now, and we'll catch you. I don't think we'll catch you on this Friday. Well, I don't know. Shaun, are you going hunting this week?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll definitely hunt this week. I'm just not sure which days.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, gang. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.
See ya.